So here we have the next story I didn't touch on in the previous video, and that is the question of ricin. Now the allegation is that the killer in Southport was either manufacturing ricin or had the means to manufacture ricin or had ricin. This has been used many times in the past, and there have never been any serious accusations confirmed about ricin as a mechanism of terrorist attack. Ricin is basically made from beans. In fact, it's present in a certain type of beans, castor beans. You can buy them on the internet. If you look up ricin, and you'll find them on Etsy for sale, £30. You can buy ricin from Jebril Enterprises, or you can go, for example, here to buy castor beans, and you get a whole load here. Amazon.com is selling them here, castor beans. Lovely little bit of castor bean there, and inside them you have ricin. 10 castor bean tropical mix ricin communist blah blah blah. They might even grow quite well in Rwanda, where this young lad who murdered the 3 children comes from. Here, Etsy, more ricin available for you. There you go, in the actual shells maybe as well. Here you got so you can see my point. Here we have a bit of a strange story coming out, because ricin, here you got an eBay site selling castor beans, Ricinus impella communis oil plant seed, which is where ricin comes from. So the allegation that someone has got ricin or has been using ricin or preparing to use ricin has been used many times. If you do a quick Wikipedia search on ricin attacks, I've got it somewhere here, you will find there have been various allegations of such a thing before. Here's an article from The Guardian from 19 years ago. Oh my God, it's 19 years old. Fake information. From Duncan Campbell, who was a highly respected journalist at the time. And there was a trial of alleging that some Al-Qaeda gang wanted to attack London with a poison attack using ricin, and they found that the ricin ring that never was is the title of the article, and it says that yesterday's trial collapse has been exposed, the deception behind attempts to link Al-Qaeda to a poison attack in London at that time. Colin Powell does not need more humiliation over the manifold errors in his 2003 presentation. You remember, shaking little tins, little tubes up and down and claiming that these were anthrax and stuff like that. Yesterday's verdict on 5 defendants and the dropping of charges against 4 others makes clear there was no ricin ring. Nor did the ricin ring make or have ricin, not that the government shared that news with us. Until today, the public record for the last 3 fear-inducing years has been that ricin was found in a wood green flat occupied by some of yesterday's acquitted defendants. It wasn't. I put it to you that it's extremely unlikely that this young man was able to manufacture ricin. It's one of the most... Yes, the Brolly murder, that's correct. I see so much. The tea lady said that, the Brolly murder. And that Brolly murder is conducted by Secret Service agents who specially are capable of refining it as an instrument for assassination. Ricin can't be used for a generalized terror attack. It's a product or a biological weapon that can be used only really for killing an individual. And it's a rather rare method for killing an individual. So what you've got is the existence of castor beans. Even if there are various cases where people have let someone try. Here's a list of them, for example. If you look up the wiki page for list of incidents involving ricin on Wikipedia, there's a list of about 20 or so incidents. This one is the starting one, the pellet in the leg, which Lady T or Tea Lady mentions first of all. Then you've got someone from the KGB. Then you've got someone smuggling ricin into Canada. With he's got 20,000 rounds of ammunition. So the ricin's not exactly that significant, but he actually had probably pre-manufactured ricin, so that's a slightly different thing. Authorities discovered various toxic substances in the house of this person. And then you get much later date ones where it's like attempted suicides, and so on and so forth. Intensive care for a week and did not, so ingested 30 castor beans and died from ricin poisoning. So the presence of ricin is pretty much. Here's one in England, Liverpool, 2015. Muhammad Ali from not the Muhammad Ali from Liverpool was convicted of the old attempted to possess chemical weapon. He had attempted to buy 500 milligrams of ricin on the dark web and been in contact with an FBI agent who sent him a harmless powder. Influenced by Breaking Bad. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. He was sentenced to prison, but you see, this is obviously he was, if his intent was there, I mean, if this guy did actually buy ricin from the dark web, I mean, it does show a certain mental derangement because, which obviously, as W. Robinson and others pointed out, he certainly did have some mental derangement, but it doesn't interlink that with Al-Qaeda or with a terrorist plot or anything else of that nature. 20 grains of ricin, 20 kilograms of ricin. Ricin particles detected in the mail sent to the Pentagon. I mean, remember those sort of stories, you can't ever be sure whether they're true or not. Cologne terrorist plot, 3 mobile phones, possession as a suspect, many chat logs to make bombs. And the suspect had also acquired the means to transform pastor beans into poison. Package containing ricin was addressed to Donald Trump. But there, even in all of these, there's I think there's only one case where someone's been killed is this Malenkov, I think, Markov, sorry, and that's way back in 1978, and that was by some kind of secret services who knew exactly what they were doing and implanted this thing in this person's leg. So, what is this story then? So you got one part of the story is he downloaded a manual which is available. The main location you can get this from, or the first location you'd find if you search on Google, is the American Air Force University, or one of the American Air Force universities, the Second Federation of American Scientists. You can buy it at Waterstones. It's on Google Books. I mean, that's not a story. That doesn't make you a terrorist that you download that. And the argument that downloading that is terrorism is a farcical argument. And then you have this ricin story, which has been a regular red herring for decades. So I put it to you that Elon Musk, Donald Trump's son, I think it was, Jordan Peterson, and in particular, there's one country that's very keen on Tommy Robinson, and its name is Israel. And the intelligence agencies of Israel have got an interest in promoting their interests. They've got an interest in stoking up hatred against Muslims, against Islamic fundamentalist killers. I don't have any problem with people hating them, but Muslims in general, it's a different question. Sorry, it is a different question. And so, having a manual downloaded from the internet from the American Air Force, having some castor beans, you've got to do a bit better than that. That's what I'd say. And those people are getting hysterical about that without bothering to check. Just shows what sloppy thinkers they are, really. Okay, just wanted to put my oar in about this question because it suddenly appears and it's suddenly, out of nowhere. And maybe some people are pushing this story to promote a particular psychological state in the population in Britain at the moment. So that's what I'd say. That's all I've got to say for the minute. Thanks.